Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bloomington Stadium. I'm Ralph Strangis, and along with Craig Vanna, we'll have all the excitement for you of high school football Saturday on BEC. Tonight, it's a great one. It's homecoming. It's the Jefferson Jaguars against the Apple Valley Eagles, the #1 rated team in the state. And around me and surrounding me are the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguar cheerleading squad. We'll talk to them in just a second. But, Coach, tonight, Apple Valley's coming in. Normally at homecoming, you want to bring somebody in you can beat. This is a tough team to beat for homecoming.
Apple Valley is the defending state champions, Ralph, and they have an outstanding team. They're undefeated coming into this game at 4-0, and talking to Coach Paul Miller before the game, their team's ready to play.
And the Jefferson Jaguars also are doing it a bit short-handed tonight. 2 key injuries.
That's right, Ralph. Damon Williamson, their outstanding offensive and defensive lineman, and I believe Pete Johnson, both have shoulder injuries, and they'll be missing the game tonight.
Okay, hopefully they will be both back later in the season, but tonight we've got a good one, and when we come back, we'll have more fun for you than you can imagine on BEC's Homecoming 87.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Jaguar Stadium and Homecoming 1987. Welcome to the home of the mighty Jaguar football team and, of course, the Jefferson High School marching band. Tonight, the Jaguars welcome their guests from Apple Valley High School. On the field now is the Jefferson flag corps for 1987, led by senior captain Conrad, and the Jaguar percussion section under the direction of Rank Lieutenant Josh Reeder. The Jefferson marching band will entertain you this evening during our pregame ceremonies, during halftime and after the game as well. Welcome to tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen from the South End Zone, please welcome the 1987 Jefferson Football Marching Band. Make it feel. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jefferson Football Marching Band. Nation, indivisible, a pledge, a philosophy, a challenge. For it is better for my father to pledge allegiance to a nation troubled by revolution, but conceived with a process for change, than to accept the discomforting immobility of another governmental form. To this principle we rededicate ourselves this evening as we join together in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing and join with the marching band under the director of Dr. Earl Benson to join in with our national anthem. Please let us sing together. administration and students extend a warm Jaguar welcome this evening to football fans and the team from Apple Valley High School. Welcome to Bloomington at tonight's game. The Jefferson Marching Band salutes you now with the Eagles fight song. Marching Band, thank you very much.
Jane makes her parents very proud. She's on the honor roll and plans to go to college. Starred in her class's last play. She plays clarinet in the school orchestra. Yes, Jane knows about drugs. In a way, she's lucky. She knows better. Some people don't realize that marijuana and driving don't mix. But Jane's brother reminds her every day that some trips last forever.
Welcome back to Bloomington Stadium. I'm Ralph Strangis along with Craig Vanna. We'll have all the action of Jefferson Jaguars homecoming tonight. As it happens, they're playing the #1 team in the state, the Apple Valley Eagles. Apple Valley comes in 4-0 in conference play. The Jefferson Jaguars started with 2 wins in the conference. They have now lost their previous 2 games against Burnsville and Park Center. They fall to 2-2, but it should be a great one here tonight. The only previous meeting between these 2 teams resulted last season, and Apple Valley took care of Jefferson by a score of 26-11. The series then 1-0 in favor of Apple Valley, but Coach, tonight should be a great one.
Should be an outstanding game, Ralph. We have just a tremendous team here in Apple Valley, defending state champions from 1986. And you're going to see a multiple defense from Apple Valley. They're a base of a 50 basic defense, but also they'll show a 40 and a 60 set. And you're going to see 5 and 6 defensive backs in passing situations. Coach Miller does an outstanding job with their defensive team.
Okay, because of the time of the day, it is 6 o'clock at kickoff time. There are shadows stretched across the field. The Apple Valley Eagles kicking off right to left. And for the Apple Valley Eagles, Craig Rowe, the junior, will be stepping into the ball. Number 19, Lovestrand. Unger and Wallace are deep. He hits the ball. Homecoming underway at Jefferson. This is Lovestrand. And he twists and turns ahead to the 30-yard line. That's where the Jefferson Jaguars will open on offense. Number 11, Grant Johnson, the quarterback, per usual. Also, Mitch Jury and Todd Murray are in the backfield. Jason Alexander will play the slot back or Z-back. Pete Johnson not starting today at tight end. He has an injury. Chris Jones, however, will be the split end. Mike Casey will center a line that features Shepard and Grossklegs at the guards, Skinner and Hengel at the tackles. First down and 10 for the Jefferson Jaguars. They start with the ball. 3 backs, that's how they start, but out of this Delaware wing tee, you'll see plenty of shifting. They all stay put, and Johnson gives it to the short man, Mitch Jury, who maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. They'll be looking at an Apple Valley Eagle defense that has all kinds of people. In fact, we were given 16 names of people that'll be shoveled in there and out of there. Gillette, Oberding, Green, and Moore will be up front. Harry Anderson will be the nose guard. Mark Gray, John Hill, Scott Renee, the backers. Davidson, Clendenning, and Michelson are the defensive backs. Now on second down and 10, they shift. 2 backs. And Alexander in the slot to the right. Give it to Todd Murray. And he pounds ahead, but he's met by a wall of Apple Valley tacklers. He also gets back maybe to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Well, Ralph, right now we see Jefferson just feeling out that Apple Valley defense. As I mentioned earlier, Apple Valley is going to show the Jaguars many different looks up front. And I think that Coach Shea is going to want to find out just how they're going to operate in certain situations here before he really opens up his offense.
Now Alexander comes into the backfield. Shifting wide right is Steve Cole. Now he takes a slot inside. Alexander in motion. They fake it to him. Johnson, it's a keeper all the way. He comes up the right side. And legs driving ahead. He manages about 7 or 8 yards. He will still be 2.5 short. Leading the way was Harry Anderson for the Apple Valley Eagles. It'll be 4th down, and the Jaguars will have to punt for the first time in the football game.
Well, that last play, Ralph, was a designed run by the quarterback where they faked the action to the left, and he came out around the right end. And it was run all the way. It was not a passing play at all.
Mike Thomas waits at his own 25-yard line for the punt from Grant Johnson. Good driving kick. Forces Thomas back. He fields it at his 20. Finds some room on the right. Cuts up the middle and then call it a return of 8 yards. And there the Apple Valley Eagles will begin. And Coach Stan Shea of the Jefferson Jaguars informed us that he would like to stop them early and not let them get rolling. And rolling for that machine, Tom Ryan at quarterback. Running back is Matt Rao and Jason Hunkins. Casey O'Brien, the wide receiver. Chad Hiller, the tight end. And Mark Perry is the flanker. We'll set the offensive line for you after the run of the first play. 1st and 10, Ryan under center. Split backs behind him. Now he gives it to the front man on this veer option offense. Kind of hard to see what's going on in the shadows, but Hunkins maybe got a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. The offensive line is centered by Mike Thompson. Renee and Moore are the guards. Gillette and Cleveland, the offensive tackles. Again, Coach, they run out of the veer.
That's right, Ralph. They're going to run a veer option all night long, and it's a ball control type of offense. Also, one thing to keep in mind, though, anytime a team's running an option, you can put that ball on the ground many times during the ball game. And I'm sure if Jefferson, one of the things that Coach Shea wants to do is to create some turnovers against this veer option offense.
And not doing what they want to do right off the bat are the Jaguars, as they're called for encroachment before the snap of the ball. It'll be 2nd and 3 on the 5 yards. Minsas, Hickey, Hengel, Cole, and Velasky. Keith, a new starter in that position. John Super and Lowry are the linebackers. Dan Lowry, this is his first time starting. Jones, Lovestrand, Unger, and Damrow are the defensive backs. 2nd down, 2.5. They give it up the middle to Rao, and he has enough yardage for the first down as he noses ahead across the 40-yard line.
Ralph, I think it'll be very interesting to see how the Jefferson defense responds tonight. I think it's extremely important that their linebackers play a very strong game. I think that their linebackers have to force more and fill a little bit quicker than we've seen them do in the past.
Again, the Apple Valley Eagles come to scrimmage. They are the #1 team in the state, and they're tough. Normally, as we mentioned in the pregame, you want to bring somebody in that can beat at homecoming, and this will be a great test for them. Pitch goes around the right side to Dave Bile, and he is forced out of bounds by Cole, but he gets 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Apple Valley likes to bring people in and out, both offensively and defensively, Coach.
Coach Miller was telling us before the ball game that he will freely substitute throughout the game. I think that tells us one thing, and that is that he has a lot of depth, and he's willing to play a lot of different players. It keeps his team fresh, keeps a lot of people in the ball game, and it says a lot about his program.
Perry comes wide left. O'Brien, top of your screen, wide right, split backs behind Tom Ryan. First man through, ball's on the ground, and the Jaguars have it at midfield. Hunkins carried it over right tackle, lost the handle, and the Jefferson Jaguars have recovered the ball. Will be spotted at the 47-yard line, and that's where the Jaguars begin. It's a big break early.
Shane Lovestrand, I believe, recovered that fumble, Ralph. He was heads up and did an excellent job. He was right on the ball as the ball was loose.
Johnson now coming into the huddle is Grant. Again, the Jaguars tonight in their usual home Columbia blue and silver. Iridescent yellow pants, white and chocolate brown, the colors for the Apple Valley Eagles, defending state champions. First down and 10 for the Jags at their 47 after a turnover. Over the left side goes Mitch Jury, and he pounds ahead for 4. It's second down and 6, maybe 7 after the spot.
Right now, Ralph, it looks like Apple Valley is using a... Okay, here we go. We'll have a replay on the fumble here. So the handoff here. And there is Lovestrand ready to fall on the ball immediately. Ball bounced right to him.
Back to live action. Alexander slot right. Twin backs give to Murray. Here he comes on a sweep right. They're in on top of him, but he twists ahead for 3 yards. Individual effort gets him that yardage only, as he had lost his blockers. It'll be third down and 5.
Coach Stan Shea was mentioned before the game. He would love to control the ball tonight and keep that ball out of the hands of Apple Valley. And one way of doing that is to get that ball to Todd Murray, I believe, between 25 and 30 times tonight, so that he can have a chance to exhibit for us his tremendous football skills.
Chris Jones shuttles in the third down call and then goes wide right. Alexander to the slot to that side. Todd Murray slot left. Mitch Jury the only back behind Johnson. Now Johnson looking to throw, swings it out, has a man. Jury juggling and drops the football at the 40-yard line. Would have been enough for a first down. A tough catch over the top. And on fourth down, they'll bring in the punting unit and try and bury Apple Valley.
Hey, there was a play-action pass, Ralph, to the left. And Johnson did a real nice job getting that ball out there to Jury. There was good cover.
Well, tonight we'll have Grant Johnson in punt formation once again. He is the quarterback. Thomas standing deep at his own 10-yard line. Johnson, good driving kick, gets it to turnover, fielded at the 6 by Thomas. Tries to break outside. Penalty marker down, should be a clip or an infraction of some kind. Flag thrown over there by one of the officiating crew this evening. Keith Olson is the referee. Joe Clay, Steve Chido, and Mick Salk.
Mick Saul.
Mick Saul.
Mike Saul.
Mike Saul. Boy, they didn't write this very well. Mike Saul. There you have it on your screen. Son of a gun.
Right. Referees Keith Olson, headlinesman is Mick Saul, umpire Joe Clay, and backfield judge Steve Chido.
Well, after the infraction, Coach, do you field the ball on your own 6?
Oh, in that situation, Ralph, the coverage was not that good from the standpoint of people, closing in on him as he was catching the ball. And actually, it looked like they were having a wall set up. He could have broken that run for a long gain.
Spot the ball on the 9-yard line where it's first and 10. Eagles send Perry wide to the left on the far side. Split backs behind Tom Ryan. Gives it to Hunkins, and he gets a couple of yards over the left side of that Jaguar defensive line.
Ralph, what's going to happen on this veer option is that first of all, the quarterback has the option of giving it to the lead back off tackle. If he makes his read, if he feels that there's a hole there, he'll give it to that lead back first. Otherwise, he'll keep the ball, and then he has the option to pitch or run the ball himself outside.
O'Brien and Perry wide left. Again, the give to the first man through.
That time you could see very clearly, Ralph, how that off-tackle play opened up, and the quarterback read it perfectly, giving it to the lead back for a good game.
Bile and Rao are alternating, running in the plays. Now Bile, who just carried on second down, will go out. Rao comes in with the play. Third down, less than 1 at the 19-yard line as Apple Valley tries to keep an early drive alive. Quarterback keeper and Ryan snuck ahead for the first down. It'll be spotted just across the 20-yard line. Clock running after the spot at 4 minutes 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It is scoreless here at Jefferson's homecoming.
Ralph, I really like that last call. A lot of coaches don't like to go on a quick count like that, but I, for one, when I was coaching in that type of situation, like to get my guys up there and go in that quick count. Simple quarterback sneak made the first down yardage.
Two receivers right, split backs, give straight ahead, and Bile gets maybe a yard or two.
Right now it looks like Apple Valley is willing to pound the ball off tackle and to control the ball. And I think what will happen once they establish that play, then you'll see that quarterback pull the ball out and then option the end.
Shadows covering almost the entire field except the two wide men on the right side for Apple Valley. Second down and 8. Ryan reverses, pivots. Oh, and now on the toss, gives it to Hunkins, and boy, that's confusing even for me. Hard to follow that ball.
That's what you call a counter option off the veer. He faked the ball to the right, reverse pivot, and they came left with an option, and they executed that play very, very well.
And the efforts move the sticks. It is first down and 10 Apple Valley at their own 35-yard line.
That's a play that you see the Gophers run with Ricky Foggy and quite a bit when they're playing. And of course, Foggy's one of the best at it, and it's simply a counter option that they run on that.
Now the Eagles break huddle. Tom Ryan under center, first and 10 at his 35. This time he gives it straight ahead, and Hunkins carries the football for 6. It's 2nd and 4.
Right now, Ralph, you can see that Apple Valley's controlling that line of scrimmage, and as long as they control that line of scrimmage, you will continue to see that off-tackle play until Jefferson can stop it.
You know what, Coach? They also have a lot of people who have done it before. Most of these guys are returning state champions. 10 of their 11 offensive starters are seniors. Ryan down the line. He keeps it, tucks it in, and spins ahead for a first down. Damrow had him, but he twisted away. Jones came over to help out, and the gain of 8 makes it first down and 10 at the 48.
Tom Ryan looks like a very experienced option quarterback. He's executing very well right now, and when you have someone like that quarterback in your team in the option, you're going to be very difficult to stop.
O'Brien wide right, Perry in the slot to the right. Give to Hunkins again, this time nothing doing.
I believe that was Brant Minsas who made that tackle. Ralph, he had good penetration, stopped that play right at the line of scrimmage. Actually for about a yard loss. Looks like he was shaken up a little bit though on that play.
Well, they've had a couple of big shakeups. Again, of note defensively, Pete Johnson and Damon Williamson. Be tougher on the defense as the game goes on without those two guys in. Now he keeps option pitch off, and he's got some room, but a flag was dropped in the backfield as Hunkins turned the corner.
It's holding, Ralph, against Apple Valley.
So we assume they'll take the penalty. It'll be 2nd down and 21, way back.
Again, that was that counter option, faking that play to the right, reverse pivot, and come right back to the left. And they are going to have to find a way to stop that play. We saw 67 Brant Minsas hobble off the field, and I'm sure that the trainers right now are giving him some attention so he can get back in that ball game. As Ralph mentioned earlier, we have both Pete Johnson and Damon Williamson for the Jaguars who are injured. Both very important players to the Jaguar defense. Coach Shea was saying that they decided to keep Williamson out of the game tonight so that he can be available to play later in the season.
Second down, 21 yards to go for the Apple Valley Eagles. O'Brien wide right. Slot right is Perry. Twin backs behind Tom Ryan, and he goes straight back to throw. Looking, swings it to Hunkins, and the ball was a bit behind him, but he was well covered out of the backfield by Keith Velasky. This is the first time Keith started this season. He did a good job watching the back coming out.
Ralph, it looked like that was supposed to be a screen pass to the left, but really there was no blocking over there to the left side. I don't know if the receiver went to the wrong area, and that should have been a middle screen, but it appeared to me that either that was simply a simple swing pass or was a screen pass that was not executed very well.
3rd and 21 for Apple Valley. Ball at the 37. Give straight ahead to Rao, and he maybe gets 5 back, but it will be 4th down, and the Jefferson Jaguars defense has held. Stan Shea must be pleased.
Well, Ralph, if I were Coach Shea, I'd be very pleased at this point in the game. They've kept Apple Valley under control. They've made some yards, but they have not broken a long play, and at this point in time, Jefferson has got to feel that they're in the ball game.
Jones and Unger await the punt of Davidson, and he nails one. Jones backing up, catches it at his 15, and then immediately tackled by Chris Peterson of the Apple Valley Eagles. Gain of about 3 on the return. 1st and 10 for the Jags. They'll be moving, starting from their 19-yard line. 59 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and at least so far the Jaguars have held them at bay. Remember, this is a big team they're playing tonight.
Well, that was excellent punt coverage, Ralph, by number 8, Chris Peterson, number 45, John Hill. They were right down there, and Jones really didn't have much chance to return that ball. He did a good job fielding the ball where he did.
Now they call timeout to the Apple Valley Eagles. That is their first charged timeout of the half. Maybe
they only have 10 men on the field, Ralph.
Yep. Didn't have enough people. Now, we mentioned before the game, he gave us 16 players for the Apple Valley Eagles that may be coming in on defense. And I think even Coach Paul Miller sometimes will tell you that, well, when you got this many people coming in and out of the ball game, these things are bound to happen.
That's right, Ralph. When you're shuffling players in like he does, someone comes off and just forgets that they're supposed to be back on that field. One of the players must have counted and saw that there were only 10 and very wisely called a timeout. In a game like this, when you're short a player on the field, the Jaguars can very easily take advantage of that situation. And so they want to make sure that they have their full complement of defensive players.
Well, you see the colorful things that are happening tonight. It is homecoming, of course, here at Jefferson High School. We want to mention that there was royalty and things happening this week, and we'll run all the royalty down for you in the second half, but want to mention that the king and queen are Ron Larson and Tracy Thu, respectively. Congratulations to both of those young people and all the people involved in homecoming this week. It's quite a production here, but Coach, as a coach, homecoming also could mean trouble.
I never enjoyed coaching during homecoming week, Ralph. All the distractions, the kids had their minds in anything but football, and especially with a team like Apple Valley, you've got to have one thing on your mind, football. Back
to the play as the timeout is over. Grant Johnson with 2 backs behind him. Looked like he was going to Murray, but gave it to the short man, Mitch Jury. And on first down, he tries the left side of the Apple Valley line and gets a yard.
So far, Ralph, we've seen Apple Valley pretty much stick to their basic 50 defense. And it looks like they're playing their strong safety to the strong side, so somewhat of a 50 monster. And we'll see if they change that and get into a 40 set or a 60.
Chris Jones leads the Jaguars to the line of scrimmage and then comes to the right side. Now they shift. Jones left, Cole right, Alexander wide right, Jury and Murray behind Grant Johnson. 2nd down, 9. And Johnson comes over the middle. Cole's there, but a great closing move, and he's going to be called for interference.
Well, Ralph, that was a nicely thrown ball by Grant Johnson. And the defensive back for Apple Valley might have gotten in there just a little bit early, although it looked like a very, very fine play.
Gary Parkos called for defensive pass interference, and they will spot the ball somewhere around the 38 or 39 yard line. It's a foul spot, is it not?
Pardon?
It's a foul spot. I mean, it goes to the point of contact, does it not here?
No, I believe that in the high school rules, it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
It'll be real close because it's about a 17 or 18-yard play.
Right.
So at any rate, they will be up there. But I'll tell you what, we'll describe all the particulars to you in a few moments, because the first quarter is over from Bloomington Stadium. No score, homecoming between the Jefferson Jaguars and the visiting, defending state champion, Apple Valley Eagles.
This is Mike's car. He had just graduated from high school. He lettered in football, hockey, and baseball. Mike was a member of the Student Council and the National Honor Society. He had a promising future with his father's company. One thing killed him: alcohol. Students Against Drunk Drivers. This message produced by TV Productions HTC South Campus.
Back at Bloomington Stadium, second quarter action just beginning on 1st and 10 after the penalty. A shuffle pass ahead, Jason Alexander, but he will lose a yard or two. Jefferson Jaguars in this quarter moving right to left in Columbia blue and silver. They're the home team. It is homecoming here at Bloomington Stadium against the defending state champion Apple Valley Eagles, dressed in their visiting white jerseys with chocolate brown numerals and iridescent yellow trim. I'm Ralph Strangis with Coach Craig Vanna. Coach, pretty good first quarter, and the Jaguars got a break at the end of the first quarter.
Absolutely, Ralph. Right now, Coach Stan Shea for Jefferson has to be very pleased with the game to this point. His team has held Apple Valley scoreless, and it's anybody's ball game right now.
2nd and 11. Alexander now in motion behind Johnson. He keeps, goes to his right, plants the foot, and throws it out to Jones, who's got it at the 50. And finally wrapped up at midfield by Brad Cruz, but not until his efforts move the sticks and he's into the Eagles' territory for the first time this evening.
Well thrown ball, very nice catch by Chris Jones, Ralph. Last week, Jefferson was down 24-0. They start to put the ball in the air and they made a nice comeback. And I'm sure that we're going to see them do that a little bit more tonight. They're not going to wait till they're down 24-0 to throw the ball.
Grant Johnson now the back shift. And Murray goes slot left. Now Johnson inside reverse from Alexander on the slot counter reverse. It was tossed back to Johnson on the far side of the field, and he maybe got a yard. I don't know if that was an intentional toss on the part of Murray or if he was just improvising or if it was jarred loose. That was a tough one to see.
I believe that was he improvised on the toss. That was an inside reverse out of the wing tee. I guess at this point in the game, I would try to stay away from the gadget plays and really stick with some basic football and mix them with some pass plays.
2nd down, 9 yards to go at the 48-yard line. Murray now waits in a slot left position, then comes in motion behind Grant Johnson. The give to Jury, and Mitch darts ahead for 5 yards over the right side.
That was a real nice play, Ralph. Jury took the ball and he had a lead man through the hole and picked up 5 or 6 yards for the Jaguars.
3rd down, 4.
Now, okay, you can see now, Ralph, that they've just shuffled in quite a few players for Apple Valley. They'll probably come in with 5 defensive backs, considering this a passing situation.
Their nickel package includes Clendenning, O'Brien, Davidson, Perry, and Michelson. And perhaps one of those players will figure in. Long huddle by Johnson. Faber thinks he's got the call, and he's wide left now. Stan Shea signals in to Jay Faber to make the tee and call timeout.
Some confusion there, Ralph, as to what they wanted to do and what play was called, and Jefferson wisely took a timeout there.
Each team now one charge timeout in this first half. This is a big play. You would like to pick up a first down here, or at least get real close.
Well, this is, we're talking momentum right now. And you can see the coaching staff talking with Grant Johnson on the sideline here, discussing just what they want to do at this point in time. It's 3rd down and about 4 against a strong Apple Valley defense. So you would have to think that they'd want to throw the ball. I know that if I was in this situation, I'd want to come out with some type of play-action pass. And I think that that's what you're going to see in this situation. You're going to see them fake the run, and the quarterback probably roll left and look for a very high percentage pass for the first down.
You can see the crowd over there on the Burnsville side you just saw. They are
Apple Valley.
Apple Valley side. Oh, I know who this is. This is Apple Valley. They're over on the far side, and the sun is shining. This is the first time we've had a 6 o'clock start this year for the Jefferson Jaguars at Bloomington Stadium. And so the sun and shadows are playing a little havoc with the people here. In about 15 or 20 minutes, it should all but dissipate. The lights are already on at the stadium.
It's a great crowd here tonight too, Ralph. Just a lot of excitement with homecoming and tremendous atmosphere here at Bloomington Stadium tonight.
Now Cole goes right. Chris Jones left. Big call. 3rd and 4. Alexander in motion. He does make the fake to Murray. Goes off his back foot. Ahead to Cole, and it is almost intercepted. Coming up to make the play was Mark Gray out of that defensive secondary. And so on 4th down, Grant Johnson will try and bury the Eagles again. And they're playing a bit of field position here.
Well, Ralph, was just what we described was going to happen, and that was that they rolled left, faked the play action to right. He rolled left on a bootleg, and unfortunately didn't complete the pass. It was not a badly thrown ball, simply a very good defensive play by the Apple Valley defensive back.
Mike Thomas, 5'11" 155-pound junior, waits at his 10 for Grant Johnson's punt. Wobbler down the right side, could be good, as Thomas has to pick the ball up on the run, and it's out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That was a very nice kick by Grant Johnson, Ralph. He didn't try to overpower it. He just got it up in the air, let it drop, kick to the corner, and they've got Apple Valley back. And in a game like this, field position is extremely important. Now Apple Valley has its back to the wall, and I'm sure that Jefferson would really like to come up with a big defensive play at this point in the ball game.
Mark Perry, wide right. Split backs behind Tom Ryan. Gives it to the first man, Rao, and he keeps the legs driving over the right side of that Jaguar line and gets almost 5 out to the 10-yard line.
As Brant Mincess, again, Ralph making the tackle. He's the nose guard for Jefferson, and he made the tackle that time for the Jaguars.
Give him 6 on the play. 2nd down, rather. This is 2nd down. They have 3rd showing. I think it's 2nd. 2nd down and 4. Give right ahead to Bile, and on a slant run, he's ahead to the 20-yard line. That's plenty for the first down as he peeled off 9 yards, and it'll be 1st down. And just like that, Apple Valley, who was on their 5-yard line a few seconds ago, now out to the 20, and they're moving.
Just a little inside trap play there, Ralph, and got enough yardage here for the 1st down. Still, though, Jefferson has them in good field position. Has good field position as far as the defense is concerned. If they can keep them down there inside the 20.
Perry to the right. Now Ryan goes down the left side of the line and is strung out nicely. The end turned him in, and they got the tackle over there. Lowry, the first man to the ball. It'll be 2nd down 9.
That was a real tough defensive play by Lowry that time, Ralph, and that is exactly what Jefferson has to do. They've got to stop that option right there. And if they can do that, they'll take a lot of the offensive game plan away from Apple Valley.
Perry now comes wide to the right again. Bile and Hunkins behind Tom Ryan. Makes the fake and then pitches to Bile, who's met immediately. Maybe he gained a yard, but a great job by the Jefferson Jaguars coming up to stop the run.
Boy, Mincess had just tremendous penetration there for the Jaguars, and he hit the quarterback Ryan just as he was pitching the ball. But it was good execution by Apple Valley, but just outstanding defensive play by the Jefferson defense.
Stan Shea looks on. 3rd down and 7 for Apple Valley. Jags could hold here. It'd be a big play. One back. He's going to throw. Swings it to Thomas out of the backfield, who is buried by the Jaguar defense.
Excellent play. Excellent play. Mincess was there in the tackle, but I want to say something about number 75, Chris Lewis. He's the one who made the play because he was out there. he read that little swing pass, and even though he didn't make the tackle, he set that tackle up for Mincess, and I believe number 55, John, is it Super?
Super.
John Super.
So on 4th down and 12 yards to go, they're going to have to punt it away, are the Apple Valley Eagles. Unger and Jones watch the ball bounce in the direction the Jaguars would like to see it bounce, and so on the 45-yard line of the Apple Valley Eagles, the Jefferson Jaguars will take over. Brian Davidson, punt good for only 27 yards, and not really what you want to see coming out of your own end, but it's tricky.
That's why, Ralph, you want to keep them down in their own end like that. And now we see that the Jaguars are the ones with field position. And that's what this game's going to be all about. We have, 6 minutes, 18 seconds left here in the second quarter. We have no score. And as the game goes on like this, field position takes on more importance. And you'll see both coaches playing for that from this point forward.
Equipment timeout here as the officials are wrestling with the shoulder pads of Mitch Jury for the Jefferson Jaguars. Now Mitch returns to his huddle. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Jaguars at the 44-yard line of the Apple Valley Eagles.
Looks like Apple Valley still is in the 5-man front. Okay, they just shifted now, and they're giving more of a 4 look here.
And the Jags shift. Backfield behind Grant Johnson. Pitch to Todd Murray on the left side, and good defensive play. Coming in hard was Mark Gray.
That's how you force the run, Ralph. Good penetration. Murray really never had an opportunity to get that ball outside.
2nd and 13, loss of 3. Faber brings the play in from the sidelines. They've been successful when they've gone to the air. Maybe in this situation, they could try it again. Maybe. What do I know? Johnson under center. Now off the play action. He waits. Down for Murray on the sidelines. He's got it at the 15.
A beautiful throw, Ralph. And you'll notice on that play, I don't know if we'll get a replay on it or not, but he threw that ball before Murray was ever looking. He threw it, and Murray got there, made a nice catch, turned himself around, caught the ball, and then stepped out of bounds on about the 16-yard line. Big play for Jefferson.
Good hands by Murray.
Murray's just an outstanding athlete, very versatile, and just made a great play on that pass reception.
Todd only has 5 Division I schools recruiting him now, or he had at the beginning of the season.
Okay, we got a replay on that pass.
No replay.
No
okay.
replay.
Okay. Now Murray again, this time running hard. The ball squirts away. It's gone. And did they get it before it's out of bounds? They did. The Apple Valley Eagles pounce on the loose football on the far side of the field, and just that quickly the momentum swings.
Well, there's a big play, Ralph. Murray's trying to get outside, and just because he's really making a tremendous effort, he fumbles the football, and Apple Valley regains possession. Now we need to see the Jefferson defense come up with a couple big plays to keep Apple Valley down here.
1st and 10. O'Brien wide right. Perry in the slot to the near side. Give to Hunkins over right tackle. Maybe a yard.
What you're going to see, Ralph, tonight is that from an offensive standpoint, you're going to see Apple Valley do the same things over and over and over again because they're running that option. And when you run the option, you take some versatility away from your offense. But, of course, if you execute it very well, it's very difficult to stop.
2nd down, long 8. Same formation. Tom Ryan keeps it, and a big play by the Jefferson Jaguar defense getting in there to wrap him up. Number 55, John Super.
Just a great play by Super, Ralph. Tremendous penetration, and he got to the quarterback before he could pitch or run.
3rd down, 8. It could be just as big for the Jaguars to hold here. Great defensive struggle so far.
Jefferson's really, really playing well tonight on defense.
O'Brien and Perry wide to the right side. Ryan's going to throw the football. He's scrambling, fires it over the middle, and they call it incomplete. O'Brien dove for the football. I thought that ball was going into the dirt, but O'Brien was right there, and that happened awfully quickly. At any rate, clock stops, 3:57 in the first half, and the Jaguars have held. They'll get the football back.
Well, the official was right there on the play, Ralph, and they claim that the ball hit the ground first before he caught it.
Brian Davidson, the senior, will punt to Unger and Chris Jones, who are standing about midfield again. Davidson's kick, a low driving sort. Unger fields it. Now they run a reverse with Jones, and he gets outside the 40.
He's gone.
30.
He's gone.
Back. Oh, and he's tackled at the 3-yard line. A great piece of work on punt returning. They thought they were going to get a low driver. They got it, and down the sidelines went Chris Jones.
I thought he was gone, Ralph. But, oh, we got a penalty, holding penalty against Jefferson. Holding penalty against Jefferson. But Ralph, I really thought that when he got down there about the 10, if he would have just broke to the outside, he would have gotten in there. When he made his cut, he cut right back into the defensive player for Apple Valley, who was able to make the tackle there at the end of the run.
Oh, great punt return.
And unfortunately, Ralph, the penalty flag is back on the 35-yard line, and so that's going to move him back probably to midfield, to the 45-yard line, to the Eagle 45-yard line. Still, they have good field position.
Excellent field position.
But they'd much rather be on the 5 than the 45.
But the 45 is where they will begin. Easy for me to say, as Grant Johnson now comes to the Jaguar huddle. First down and 10.
I'm sure Coach Paul Miller for the Apple Valley Eagles is thinking that
they dodged the bullet.
That's right. They dodged the bullet right there, and this is going to be a ball game for the whole night.
Faber comes to the left. I backfield behind Grant Johnson. Jury short. Murray the deep man. He fakes the pitch and comes to his left side and swings it out. Faber's got the football at the 28.
Beautiful execution, Ralph. Beautiful. Fake the pitch to Murray going right. Bootlegs out to the left, and he just threw a strike to 81 Faber. Just a very, very well executed play.
Clock stops to move the chains. 3:17 remaining in the first half. Jaguars with the second really scoring threat of the football game. They had the ball on the 17-yard line the last time and then fumbled. But now it's 1st and 10. Corey Kleckner comes to the near side. Jason Alexander slot right. Murray and Jury behind Grant Johnson. The give to Murray. He looks to throw it and then pulls up. I thought he was looking for Kleckner.
Well, Ralph, what happened that time is that the Apple Valley defense shifted to a 6 set and just blitzed 2 linebackers there, and actually Murray could have gotten outside there. If he did, he would have had a long way to run because they had so many men up on the line of scrimmage. They had at least 8 men up.
But it looked to me like a pass, did it not? Did it look like he wanted to throw the ball?
It looked like he did want to throw the ball, and but he always has the option to run in that. Always has the option to run.
Second down, 14 yards to go for the Jefferson Jaguars. Clock running, 2:15 remaining. And a delay of game called. Boy, they don't need that one. Moving backwards after that initial first down completion to Faber at the 29-yard line. Now we'll bring it back 5 further and make it 2nd and 19. But they're still in the kill zone, Coach, and they are controlling this one.
Well, I think what we said earlier is that Stan Shea wants his Bloomington Jefferson team to control the ball, and that's what's happening here tonight, and that is that the offense is making some big plays so that the defense is not on the field all the time. And of course, the key here has been field position. The last couple of possessions for them, they've had the ball in Apple Valley territory.
Alexander in motion. Johnson to throw, looking for the swing to Alexander, who makes the catch and then is nailed immediately.
That's really a difficult throw to make there, Ralph. He had to put that ball over the top of 2 defensive players from Apple Valley, and in order to get it to his receiver, number 22, Jason Alexander.
And Clendenning and Green were with him step for step. Maybe they got a yard. 3rd down and 18 at the 38-yard line, and you sure would like at least 10 here to give Oster a shot or at least a chance on a 4th down play. Murray now coming in motion. Holds the ball, swings it out to Murray, who came back on a hook, and he's got some room down the left side. Banging ahead, he may be on the first down sticks. It's going to be close depending on where they spot the football, but he's right there. Great individual effort by Todd Murray.
Just a really fine run after he caught the ball. as soon as he caught the ball, there were 2 Apple Valley defenders right there, ready to make the tackle. He sidestepped them, got to the sideline, and then ran over 2 tacklers, and he very well may have the first down for Bloomington Jefferson.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Coach. And we have a gentleman standing between ourselves and the measurement. I'm going to say he's got it.
It's very close. You know, with the chains as far across the field as they are, it's difficult to say, but it's close. First down. That would have raised an interesting decision if he had not made the first down. Do you kick the field goal or do you go for it?
Thankfully, he didn't have to make that decision, and neither do we.
Sometimes a coach would want to say, hey, I'm going to establish some superiority here, and we're going to go for it and make that first down. If I can't make 3 or 4 inches, then, you know, what good is my offense?
Coming off the heels of a big 3rd down and 18 play, they now have it 1st and 10 to the Jags on the 20-yard line. Alexander in motion. Johnson rolls to his right, has some room, swings it out for Faber, and it's a bit behind him at the 8-yard line. Good coverage on the play provided by Brian Davidson of the Apple Valley Eagles. 2nd and 10.
Davidson made a nice play covering the receiver for Jefferson. I think that what Johnson wants to do on that play, he is rolling out, and he might want to take a chance and run that football. He had his man covered. His receiver could have turned into a blocker for him, and he had a lot of territory to cover out there.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 20. Johnson, inside handoff to Murray on the slot reverse, and he spins ahead for another first down. He's inside the 10.
That was very nice execution, Ralph. That's a difficult play to run because you've got the slot back coming back on the inside reverse, and you're literally handing that ball off forward. But that was well executed. They trapped up there between the guard and tackle area, and Murray picked up some big yardage for a first down.
Casey, Grossklag, Shepard, Skinner, Hengel. Those are the 5 up front, moving them out for the Jefferson Jaguars. First down, goal on the 8-yard line. 1:04 remaining in the first quarter, scoreless. Johnson rolling to his right, being chased, feels the heat, throws it into the end zone. Touchdown!
No, dropped the ball. Faber dropped the ball, Ralph. Tough play. He was running all the way across the field, and, you know, difficult play to catch to make, but it was in his hands.
Oh,
you notice what the Apple Valley's doing here. They went into a 4 set, and they're blitzing their linebackers. It looks like when they go to some type of an even set defense, that's when their blitz package is in place, and they're really putting the pressure on. You can see them come right through the middle of the line against Jefferson there.
2nd and goal at the 8. Chris Jones now comes to the near side of the field and wide. Jason Alexander offset to the right.
Okay,
Cole, tight end right. Murray on the left side, Jury behind Johnson. They fake it to him. Here it comes out of the backfield, Alexander. Actually, probably fortunate that that ball wasn't thrown a little higher because they had 3 Apple Valley Eagle defenders leading the way, Bob Green and Brian Davidson.
You could see that again, Ralph. The Apple Valley defense was in an even set, probably a 4 set, and you could see their backers up ready to blitz. They were showing that blitz all the way. That time, the man was picked up over the tackle area by one of the offensive backs.
We may yet get your 4th down decision. 3rd down, goal on the 8-yard line. 53 seconds remaining in the first half. Jaguars moving in the direction of the Apple Valley Eagle end zone. Johnson rolling right, throwing to the right through the hands of Faber. Tough play, good throw, and a tough catch on the right side, and no decision at all with 8 yards. Mike Oster will come in. Youngster who's had a great season so far, and he, in practice, Coach, belting them at 50 yards.
Well, this is the situation. At this point in the game, you want to come away with some points. And obviously, with 4th and goal from the 8, you're going to kick the field goal, especially when you have a kicker like Oster.
Spotted on the left hash. Chris Roden to snap. Kleckner will hold. Oster puts it up and through, and it's 3-0. The Jefferson Jaguars go up on the defending state champion Apple Valley Eagles.
Well, Ralph, I'm sure it wasn't one of Oster's longest kicks of the year, but it was true, and that's all that counts at that point in the game. 3-0 Bloomington Jefferson lead.
25-yard field goal. It will go into the books. 45 seconds remaining. Jaguars sure would like to keep Apple Valley off the board completely now, wouldn't they?
No doubt about it. They don't want this kickoff run back. They don't want to give up a big play here at the end of the half. They want to go into the locker room leading 3-0.
Bile, Thompson, Thomas, and Hunkins will be the 3 deep men for Apple Valley. Actually, they go in 2 now and send Bile up. Thomas and Hunkins, twin deep, awaiting the kick of Jim Damrow. He steps into it, a low line driver, skips in front. Hunkins has trouble with it. He's got to chase it down at his 2, and they're going to call his knee down at the 2-yard line. And there is where Apple Valley will start. 2 timeouts remain for both clubs, 38 seconds. So Apple Valley is not out of the woods by any means.
Well, I think, Ralph, you're going to see Apple Valley be very conservative in this situation. They are not going to try to throw the ball. They'll run probably maybe a quarterback sneak or a simple dive play off tackle and hopefully run this clock out with 38 seconds left to go in the half.
You burn a timeout immediately after the first play. You just want them to run a couple, as many as they can get in. Is that kind of the defensive strategy here?
Well, if they have 2 timeouts left, I imagine that if Apple Valley doesn't pick up much yardage on the first play, Jefferson will call a timeout. You're not going to
force them to run another play. You probably
right.
won't get the ball back, but just force them to handle it down there.
Right. The clock is running right now.
30 seconds. Perry comes to the right side. Twin backs. Ryan is going to take his time, and why not? Clock running. 20 seconds now. Good play by the senior quarterback. Letting as much time tick off as possible. Now they snap the play at 14 seconds. Goes down to 1 knee on the 2-yard line. And the clock is still running. And
I think Jefferson's very satisfied to take a 3-0 lead into the locker room at halftime, Ralph.
And there you see it. The clock expires. The first half is over. The Jefferson Jaguars, playing defending state champion and conference leading Apple Valley, go into the halftime locker room with a 3-0 lead. That's a big, big lead.
Well, at this point in the game, Coach Stan Shea has got to feel that his football team's executing the way he wants them to. Defensively, they've done a much better job of forcing the run, and they have maintained field position, which I think so far has been the key in the game, is field position, because they've kept Apple Valley back to the wall, and they've managed to put together some good offensive drives themselves. And I think Coach Shea has got to be very pleased with the Jefferson effort so far at this ball game, Ralph.
Great halftime show for you coming up. Jefferson's homecoming continues. Halftime score, Jefferson Jaguars 3, Apple Valley Eagles nothing. High school football, Lake Red Conference style on BEC. Hi, I'm Ralph Strangis. I'm here today working and having fun on BEC because I made a choice to live. You see, I suffer from a disease that caused me terrible pain and almost ruined my life. The disease is alcoholism and drug addiction, and it can be treated. When I started doing drugs and booze, I stopped living. I didn't care about my friends, my family, my work, or myself. It didn't happen all at once. I didn't know about the awesome destructive power with which I was involved. But then, I got help. I know now that I can make it without drugs and booze, and so can you. Don't start. You don't need it. Your life will be better without it. And if you're having trouble with it now, ask for help. Now, I know that isn't easy. Nothing worthwhile ever is. But I asked for help, and it saved my life. For more information, contact your local AA chapter. It's in any phone book. Make the right choice, because your life is worth it.
This evening, Jefferson High School would like to present once again two groups of lovely ladies who have traveled extensively with the Jefferson bands throughout the nation over the past several years, entertaining audiences at various events. Our visitors from Apple Valley will be entertained by the members of our flag corps, led by senior Amy Conrad. For Jaguar fans in our home stands, the popular JJ Dance Line. In music written by Bill Gibson, Shane Hopper, and Huey Lewis, here are the flags and our JJs in Hip to be Square. Thank you, ladies. The Jefferson Connection is our show choir from Jefferson High School, led by Miss Judy Peterson. This group has entertained thousands each year at various banquets, musical programs, and celebrations. This evening, the Connection has chosen a selection written by
and will perform it for you now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jefferson Connection and Tearing Down. this evening, the Jefferson Band moves into a formation depicting a 1929 Ford Roadster. You'll be able to tell because of the 20-yard long wheels. One of the truly fun tunes of that period was written by Bernie Da Silva and Lou Brown and will be recalled by every grandmother who was on a college campus during that period of American history. Here is the marching band in one of the more popular tunes of the 20s, the selection Varsity Drag. Jefferson High School's homecoming 1987 will long be remembered as one of the most significant in our history because of the involvement of our student body. Truly a large group of students who care. The American Constitution begins with those famous words, "We the people." People indeed make the difference at our school. People who care about life, liberty, and one another. At William Jefferson, the mission every day extends toward developing a greater sensitivity to the needs of others. Our school has and continues to show others that we care about people with such special activities as our common state food drive and bloodmobile drive, and we dare to reach out in any language to those who need us. In recognition of the caring efforts of our students and staff, the marching band and the Jefferson Connection have a special presentation for you at this time. In their musical selection, you will hear these words, "Love in any language, straight from the heart, pulls us all together, never apart. Once we learn to speak it, all the world will hear love in any language, fluently spoken here." Watchers at JJ's and flight phone numbers communicate that message via sign language, just one of the languages that is used each day at Jefferson High School to tell everyone that we care. past week has been filled with events of our 1987 homecoming, and Jefferson High School would like especially this evening to welcome back those former graduates who are alumni of our fine school. We are proud of you, and we know that you are equally proud of your alma mater. To you and to our other guests this evening, welcome back. At this time, we want to introduce to you the 1987 homecoming royalty. Introducing Jefferson's freshman attendants, Jesse Carlson and Terry McDonald. The sophomore attendants, Ryan Dunlay and Stephanie Davenport. Junior attendants, Chris Olson and Shelley Abdo. Chris is a member of the football team, so we thank the Jaguar for being Shelley's escort this evening. Senior ambassadors, Chris Harmon and Jay Prince. Our senior royalty includes Brad Thompson and Mickey Bushman, Kevin Murray and Julie Bain, Sean Zick and Chris Parsonen, Andy Miller and Terry Glendenning. And the king and queen of Jefferson's 1987 homecoming celebration are Ron Larson and Tracy Booth.
And now, Jaguar fans, how about another great round of applause for the 1987 Jefferson homecoming royalty? And now, Jaguar fans, on your feet for our favorite song, The Victors.
Thank you very much.
There's something out there. It's after kids everywhere. It entices them, confuses them, and can even kill them. That's right. Illegal drugs are everywhere. Cocaine coaxes you in, and then when you least expect it, it grabs you. You're hooked, and it's hard to get away. And have you seen what marijuana does to some people? Oh yeah, you've seen them. Total burnout. It slows you down. It softens your mind. And in my neighborhood, you need to move quickly and think fast. Drugs. It's a bloody shame.
Welcome back to Bloomington Stadium. Half two, just about ready to get underway between the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars and the visiting Apple Valley Eagles. I'm Ralph Strangis along with Craig Vanna. The score after the first half, Jefferson Jaguars 3, Apple Valley Eagles nothing. The scoring came with 45 seconds remaining in half one when from 25 yards, Mike Oster out of a Corey Kleckner hold was able to give the Jaguars the only points of the first half. At halftime, we saw a lot of people, and we just want to acknowledge them for Bloomington Jefferson High School. It's homecoming week. The homecoming senior royalty people, Sean Zick, Chris Parison, Tracy Thu, Andy Miller, Brad Thompson, Nikki Cushman, Kevin Murray, Julie Bain, Carrie Glendenning, and Ron Larson. Ron Larson and Tracy Thu, the homecoming king and queen. And the junior attendants, Chris Olson, Shelley Abdo, Shay Prinz, Chris Harmon, Jesse Carlson, Carrie McDonald, Stephanie Davenport, and Ryan Dunlay. And a big halftime show. We hope you enjoyed it. Lots of homecoming, lots of festivities going on here. The teams are loosening up. Coach, good first half of play, especially if you're Bloomington Jefferson.
Just an outstanding half of football by both teams. Defensive struggle, Ralph, but Bloomington Jefferson maintained the field position, put themselves in good shape at the end of that second quarter, and were able to get a 25-yard field goal by Oster to take that 3-0 lead. I don't see the game changing much in the second half. I think it's going to continue to be a defensive struggle, and I'll be surprised if the score is something like 10-7 or 13-10 at the end of the ball game. Right now, Jefferson has the momentum, but I'm sure that Coach Paul Miller for the Apple Valley Eagles will have his team ready to play in the second half.
They have been ready all season, the Eagles, coming into tonight. 4 wins and no losses in conference play. They are the defending state champs, and they are also the number 1 rated team in the state as we speak. Jefferson Jaguars on the other side of things, 2 wins and 2 losses in that succession in this 1987 football season here in the Lake Red Conference. The captains are meeting at the midfield stripe to decide things for the second half. These two teams have met but once before. That last season, Apple Valley 26, Bloomington Jefferson 11, and the Jaguars are playing them very tough after the first half of play. It is Apple Valley's choice in the second half, is it not, Coach?
I believe you're correct, Ralph. This game is really important for the Jaguars from the standpoint that with the new state high school playoff system, most of these Lake Red teams are going to be in it. And what's going to happen at the end of the season is that they're going to seed all these teams, and the better your finish, the better your placement for those state playoffs. And so every game's important.
But especially if you're Bloomington Jefferson, this is a big game. You've got 2 key people out, Grant Johnson and Damon Williamson, both with shoulder or neck injuries.
That's Pete Johnson.
Or Pete Johnson, rather. Grant is the quarterback. I have it now. And both of them with shoulder or neck injuries. And so Bloomington Jefferson could use this, especially coming off of 2 tough losses, could really use this to turn the season very positively if they even play well, and they have played well so far this half. And we have the second half coming up. We've got a beautiful evening for football, Coach. We started off with a 62 degrees temperature at game time. We had the sun that just went down on us. This was an earlier start than normal. And right now it appears that the temperature is somewhere in the mid to high 50s. It is a beautiful night out there for the football players, and second half almost ready to go. Jim Damrow will kick off for the Jefferson Jaguars, kicking right to left. You see it. And deep for Apple Valley. Number 6, Mike Thomas. And number 25, Hunkins, who loses it again. He did it on the previous kickoff, and he's forced to cover the football at his 7-yard line.
Well, Ralph, this is how the first half ended, with Hunkins going down on the ball inside his own 5-yard line. Now, one thing you don't want to do when you're fielding a kickoff is touch that knee down, because in high school ball you touch the knee and you're down.
They will open the second half much like the first. Tom Ryan at quarterback. Matt Rao will be alternating the plays with Dave Bale, and Jason Hunkins will be in the backfield. Chad Hiller, Mark Perry, and Casey O'Brien, the wide men. First down and 10 at the 7-yard line. Give straight up the middle, and it goes to Rao, maybe 2 or 3 yards. I'll give him 4. It is second down and 6. The offensive line for Apple Valley is centered by Mike Thompson. Scott Renee and Matt Moore are the guards. Eric Klein and Charlie Cleveland are the tackles. Second down, 6. Clock running, 11:20 in the third quarter. Bloomington Jefferson leads 3-0. Ryan gives it to the first man through, who is stopped by the left side of that Jefferson Jaguar defensive line. Leading the way, Sean Hickey, number 77. He's one of the front linemen. Brent Minsas is the nose tackle. Hengel, Hickey, Cole, and Keith Velasky, a first-time starter this season, in a role at defensive end. The linebackers, John Super, and another first-time starter, number 59, Dan Lowry. Chris Jones, Shane Lovestrand, Steve Unger, and Jim Damrow are the deep people. Third down, 3. Apple Valley sends Perry in motion. And now Tom Ryan goes back to throw. Swings it out of the backfield, and diving is Hunkins at the 17-yard line. It is incomplete, and fourth down. The Apple Valley Eagles will punt it away.
Well, number 9 for Apple Valley, Ralph, Mark Perry, was wide open down the field, and I'm sure that Ryan simply didn't see him. He threw a ball that was low and to the outside of Hunkins and for an incomplete pass, and now we have Apple Valley in punt formation. Hunkins is deep for Apple Valley. Shanks the ball off to his right.
And it's going to give the Jaguars great field position, coach. It's coming back even further, and it dies at the 25-yard line. In punt formation, number 26, Brian Davidson. Hunkins, number 25. But I want to compliment Craig Vanna for taking over for me. I swallowed a fly or something here a moment ago, and it's...
I didn't see that number 6 on
well,
his
see,
back
now this
there.
isn't so easy, is it, up here? I mean, all of a sudden the guy wants to try one, and they yell at me all the time, and boy, I'll tell you, you miss a number and you sure hear about it, don't you?
You got it.
1st and 10. Johnson, Murray, and Jury, Alexander, Jones, and Cole make the skill people on the offense. Jaguars give it on the first play of the second half to Murray, and in fine fashion slants ahead for close to 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4. The offensive line for the Jefferson Jaguars is centered by Mike Casey. Grosskлагs and Shepard are the guards. Skinner and Hengel the tackles. And now we have a man down for the Apple Valley Eagles. The Eagles run out of many different sets.
Number 34, Ralph. Number 34, Mark Gray is the injured player. He's a linebacker for the Apple Valley Eagles.
And we saw him earlier, Coach, between the halves, and he was being attended to by one of the trainers back behind the stadium, and perhaps that is an aggravation of a first-half injury, or perhaps it's a new injury. At any rate, coming in, Scott Renee will take his place. John Hill is the other linebacker. Harry Anderson is the nose tackle, with Gillette, Blom, Oberding, Moore, and Green in a variety of packages. Clendenning, Perry, Michelson, O'Brien, and Davidson also in a variety of packages are the deep backs. Now an I formation behind Grant Johnson that gives straight ahead to Mitch Jury, and he is launched right away. Coming up to make the play, number 45, John Hill from his linebacker position. It is 3rd down and 6.
Well, Ralph, they went to their 4-man defensive line, and they were blitzing those linebackers, and they stopped that play cold. It's an interesting contrast of philosophies. For Apple Valley, they're using multiple defenses, and yet they use strictly a veer option offense, where with the Jefferson Jaguars are multiple offensive sets and stay pretty much with the 50 defense.
Delaware wing T. Now they give it to Murray around the right side. Has a block, and he's running hard for the end zone. It's a touchdown, Jefferson.
Simple off-tackle sweep, Ralph. And there's tremendous blocking there. I didn't see who made the block, but he cut right behind it, got out into the open, and he was gone. There's no catching Murray at that point in time.
Todd Murray.
Outstanding run that time.
He just accelerated through that hole. There was nobody going to catch him or stop him. He'd have run over somebody that got in his way. He was running with determination to try and make this game 10-0. Chris Roden will snap. Corey Kleckner puts it down. And Oster didn't get it all, but pushed it to the right. It is no good. 9-0. Oster has had 2 kicks this evening, a 25-yard field goal that barely cleared, and now missing on the extra point, something I'm sure he's not happy about. It looked to be a good hold, but every once in a while, you don't hit them all. Oster, who has done such a superb job this season, takes his helmet off in disgust and is pacing the sidelines below us. Coach, what did you see?
Well, Ralph, I thought that the snap was a little bit low, and so the timing was thrown off by that, and he just did not get it all. Okay, here, let's take a look at this now in the replay. Okay, this is the run by Murray. You see the end of the run where he got through the hole and just turned on the speed and outran number 9, Mark Gray, for Apple Valley. Excellent play. That was simply an off-tackle sweep. That was a sweep designed to go off-tackle. And they probably trapped an end there. Once he got inside, he was gone.
Look at this. We have one deep man now. Mike Thomas standing at his 5. Jason Hunkins has had some trouble handling the ball. He'll play a short man, and they'll kick it right at him. He has to field it, and he does at the 20. Straight up the field. Across the 35 to the 37-yard line. And that's where the Apple Valley Eagles will get another chance. The last time, their first possession of the second half, 3 plays and punt, a 5-yard punt gave the Jaguars a prime opportunity that they then cashed in on, and it is 9-0 Bloomington Jefferson. 8 minutes 52 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the Jaguars homecoming, and the large homecoming crowd here at the Bloomington Stadium loving it. O'Brien wide left, Perry in the slot to the left. Now Ryan keeps, pitches it up. Rao turns it upfield and goes over the top of Chris Jones. Super comes over to make the tackle, but he gets almost 10, maybe even a little more depending on the spot. That could be an Apple Valley first down.
That was the counter option that they ran in the first half. In the first half, they ran it left. This half, they ran it to the right. It's a simple where they fake the run to the left, reverse pivot, and comes out with the option to the right-hand side. What this does, Ralph, is that the Jaguars now with a 9-0 lead, they are going to force the Apple Valley Eagles to a change of offensive game plan. They are not going to be able to be satisfied with simply running the ball off tackle all night. They're going to have to open it up a little bit.
Can you open it up with the veer?
Oh, you can. There's no doubt about it. You can do that. But usually to open it up, it becomes more high risk. And it's the type of offense that is not real good in a game where you have to come from behind.
Second down, a couple of inches. They can run just about wherever they like with the ball spotted at the 47-yard line of the Apple Valley Eagles.
Now, in a situation like this, you can be so run conscious against the veer that you could fake that ball to the first man through and then just drop back and hit someone long for a deep pass.
O'Brien way left, top of your screen in a second, and Perry in the slot to the left. Now he does hold up and throws for Perry. He had him and he overthrew him.
Well, we had the call on that one, Ralph. He was wide open. That was 6 points if he had that ball to Perry. But you saw what happened. A simple fake on the dive, took 2 steps back and fired that ball to Perry. He was streaking down the middle of the field, and I like that call.
Third down now, about 3 inches. Ball spotted at the 47-yard line. Tom Ryan, head buried, goes over his center, and they push forward over Matt Moore as well, and Mike Thompson, the center. That is plenty for the first down.
Once again, Ralph, they come up in that situation. They go on a quick count, quarterback sneak, and he just picks a spot either over the right, between the right guard and center or left guard and center, whichever's open. Easy first down. I really like that concept.
First down at midfield. O'Brien comes to the short side. Perry goes to the left. Bile and Hunkins behind Ryan, and now John Super wants to tie a lace, and so they'll let the Eagles rehuddle. Let's try it again. Same formation. Hiller in tight on the left side. Tom Ryan makes the fake, goes down the line, then cuts it up the middle. Inside the 40. And piled up at the 35-yard line.
Very nice read by the quarterback Ryan that time. Faking to the lead back, I believe that was Bile, pulled the ball out and cut inside the end. Had a nice gain of about 15 yards in the play.
Now Rao comes in with the play for Apple Valley. Perry wide to the right. First down and 10 at the 36-yard line. Give to the first man through. That is Rao. Off tackle slant play, and off the trap maybe a couple of yards, maybe 3. Second down and 7. Ball's on the 34-yard line.
What they do with that play, Ralph, is that they have the running back running an angle. If he's left, he angles back right for a simple slant play to the inside.
O'Brien and Perry on the same side. Tight end is Hiller on the left. Bile and Hunkins are behind Ryan. He keeps it, does Ryan. Now he pitches to Hunkins, who's got some room. And he's dragged down at the 11-yard line.
There's that counter option again, Ralph. Faking to the back, over right, then reverse pivoting back to the left. And he handled that perfectly. Just as he was getting hit, he pitched the ball to Hunkins and have a big gain here. First down on the 11-yard line. Beautiful play by Ryan. Executed beautifully.
Clock running. 6:38 remaining in the third quarter. 9-0 Jaguars, but Apple Valley in close. Ryan again. Gives it straight ahead for maybe a couple of yards. 3. Hunkins moving up the center of that Jaguar defense. Gets to it. Second down and 8.
The situation here is that Jefferson would really like to hold them right now. They don't want to let him in the end zone because that's going to start changing their momentum. And when the momentum changes, it's sometimes hard to stop and turn it around.
Now Bile and Hunkins, twin backs behind Ryan. Second down and 8. Gives it off the left side. And Bile goes down close to the first down, near the 1-yard line. It will depend on the spot of the ball. They can get a first down at the 1. And I believe they're going to be just a tad short, as the third down marker would so indicate.
That's right. They're just maybe a foot short for the first down. So right now they have a lot of options. They're going to stick with that inside running game, though, Ralph.
They are down there close. Rao. And look for Ryan. He tries, but he is in for the touchdown.
Real nice play by Ryan. He faked the dive off tackle and just kept that ball and took it around the end himself. Very nice play. Good read by the quarterback.
Now here's something that happens awful quick for Apple Valley. They get their people in a hurry. Rob Frerk, the senior, number 32, tries to make it 9-7. He bangs one almost out to 90th Street. And it counts as it splits the uprights, 9-7. And, you know, that's something you have to prepare for. If you're Jefferson, you start running people off the field, and they're already set. They got that swing and gate. And that time they didn't let it come all the way to fruition, but they were ready to kick that point right away.
Apple Valley is a well-coached team, well-disciplined. They execute very well. And in that situation, you've got to know what's coming, because they could have ran that ball in, they could have passed that ball in, and Jefferson might not have had enough people on the field to stop it. Okay, what happens now, Ralph, is that the Jefferson coaching staff is telling their players, look, this is an important offensive series. We need to control the ball right now. What's happened is they let Apple Valley right back in the ball game, and Jefferson needs to control the ball and put some more points on the board.
Unger, Lovestrand, and Wallace wait for the kick from Craig Rowe. Lovestrand fumbles it. Wallace picks it up. He's in some trouble, but gets away. Still moving and spinning. He's almost out to the 30. The ball will be on the 29-yard line, and that's where the Jags will take over.
I believe that was 26, Shane Lovestrand, who did pick the ball up, and it was 23, Mike DuPont, who had trouble handling the ball.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Jags. 5:17 remaining in the third quarter. They're playing the defending state champion Apple Valley Eagles in Jefferson's homecoming game. Alexander, slot to the right. Gives to Mitch Jury, over right tackle, a yard. Second down and 9. Piled up quite quickly over on the left side by number 77, Lance Oberding.
Okay, Ralph, right now you're seeing that the field position thing is changing now. We got Apple Valley now trying to keep the Jaguars down in their own territory and force a punt and reverse the field position situation.
Now Faber comes to the left. And Johnson on second down gives to Alexander, trying to get outside, tries to cut back inside, and he is met by a host of people. Michelson up there for one. Also,
that was excellent pursuit that time, Ralph. The end strung that play out. The corner came up to support, and the linebacker came from the inside, and they did a beautiful job of stopping that play.
Started to say also Bob Green was in on the play, and it was right on the tip of my tongue, but I couldn't quite get it. Green was there.
Like you said, Ralph, it was a host of Apple Valley players on the defensive play.
Third down, 13. Big play for the Jaguars if they want to keep the momentum. Johnson to throw, looking over the middle. Jones has it! Inside the 50 to the 41-yard line.
Just an outstanding throw by Grant Johnson, Ralph. Jones was running his pattern very well tonight, and he put that ball right in the money. And then Jones made a nice run with the ball after he caught it.
At the 46, that is, I would say, maybe the second biggest third down completion. The first was that 3rd and 18 to Murray in the first half, which got him into position for that first field goal. But this one was almost as big. Kleckner comes to the left side. Give to Murray. Stacked up immediately.
Okay, they tried that off-tackle play, Ralph. They went for a touchdown earlier in the quarter, but that time there was nowhere for Murray to go. Outstanding play by the Apple Valley defense. We have a penalty mark on the play. Personal foul against Jefferson.
Didn't get a chance to see it, but 15 yards will move the Jaguars back inside their own 40-yard line.
That's an unfortunate time for a penalty like that because it's going to be 15 yards. And, you know, it happens where someone loses their cool out there once in a while, but you hate to see that happen at this point in the game. Jefferson just got good field position. And even if they don't go in and score at this point in time, they'd have an opportunity to pin Apple Valley back with a good punt.
Well, if the play is after it is, it's a dead ball foul, so it's second down, 25. At the 39-yard line, 3 minutes, 16 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and Chris Jones, the man who gave them the first down with a great catch and run, will shuttle in the play. Now comes to the left side. Grant Johnson sends Alexander in motion. Now looks for Jones, but then swings it to Murray, who's tackled immediately. Great defensive play by the corner, Brian Davidson, coming up.
A simple rollout pass to the left. He found Murray in the flat for a very short gain. Jones was open deep.
Third down, plenty. 21 yards to go. Chris Olson now comes to the near side. Jay Faber goes to the right. Murray in motion behind Grant Johnson. He'll keep Jury in the block. Over the middle, Murray makes the catch, and he's loose for the moment. But he'll be about 5 yards short of the first down. Worst case, you get to pin him pretty deep here, and I think that's what Stan Shea's going to want to do, wouldn't you?
Well, he's going to punt the ball here, Ralph. That was a real nice play. He had Murray come across the field from right to left, and he made a nice catch, and actually the official got in his way. If it wasn't for the official, he might have picked up a few more yards here and maybe made the first down.
Well,
but the official's part of the field, and there's nothing you can do about it. He's got to be there.
Johnson, last time he pinned him at the 5, and Thomas tries to field it at his 2. Sneaks away and ahead. He's living right as he's out to the 12-yard line. Let the ball go, huh?
At that point in time, he's lucky to return the ball as well as he did, but that ball could have been recovered by Jefferson. He should have let that ball drop, go into the end zone, bring it out to the 20. Now their backs are against the wall on the 12-yard line. One thing, Ralph, things are getting a little bit rough out there right now. You see a few hits after the whistle, and I'm sure both the coaches are going to tell their players, watch it. We don't need any personal fouls, you know, that will change the momentum of the game.
Here comes Ryan in Apple Valley. 1st and 10, give it right away. Hunkins over the left side, and he charges ahead for 2 or 3.
Well, one thing that you're seeing here, Ralph, is the fact that Apple Valley seems to be trying to run their backs back across the grain. In other words, they might be feeling that Jefferson is pursuing so well that they can cut their backs across on a slant play into the flow.
2nd down and 7. Bile back there with Hunkins. They give it to Bile, and he goes straight up the middle for about 4 or 5. It'll be 3rd down rather, and 2. Ahead on the play, John Super. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1, I'll get it. 3rd and 1. 35 seconds, clock running. 3rd quarter.
Big defensive play here. If they can stop them and force them to punt the ball, Jefferson can have good field position again.
Perry goes to the left. Twin backs behind Ryan. Goes down the line with it and hands it off right away to the front man. That's Rao. And he has plenty for the 1st down, and that should most probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter, I should think.
What that last score did for Apple Valley, Ralph, was that it is enabling them now to return to the ball control game.
Well,
they don't have to throw the ball all the time to catch up.
They're going to get one more play in. Ryan reverses his pivot, keeps toss, it's on the ground. One signal for the Jaguars,
Jefferson.
2, and they have it.
And there, Ralph, is a good example of the high-risk offense that the option is. There was that that counter option that they've had so much success with. But when you put the ball in the air as much as you do with the option, you're going to put it on the ground once in a while.
1 second remaining. They'll just pretty much start the clock, and then we'll be in the 4th quarter before the play is run. There it is. The 3rd quarter is history. Each team scores a touchdown. Apple Valley gets their extra point conversion. The Jaguars do not, but still lead the visiting Apple Valley Eagles by a score of 9-7. 4th quarter coming up on BEC.
Every hour in this country, 3,600 puppies and kittens are born. 1 every second. Animal overpopulation is a major problem. Every year, millions of unwanted dogs and cats are destroyed. These loving creatures are not at fault. We are. The simple and sensible answer to halt this needless waste of life is to have your pet spayed or neutered. This message brought to you by this station and the American Humane Association.
Here it is, the first play of the 4th quarter, and it goes to Jason Alexander, I believe, yes it was, on a slot counter sort of, coming out of that Delaware wing tee. Jefferson Jaguars leading 9-7 over the state's unbeaten and defending state champion Apple Valley Eagles in the Jaguar homecoming. Coming up to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and 5. Jaguars in their home, Columbia blue and silver to Apple Valley's visiting white, chocolate, brown, and iridescent yellow. Now up the left side it goes, off tackle. Jury on the carry, and I play that game every week with the PA announcer here to see which one of us can spot the guy first. I lost that one. Ralph Strangis with Craig Vanna. Coach, great football game, and the Jaguars are in position to really lift themselves.
Outstanding game so far, Ralph, and right now they're in great position to put another score in the end zone and really push the Eagles.
Lone back, now Murray comes in motion, and they give it to him, sweep right. Here he comes again. And he is down very close to the 1st down.
We have an injured Jefferson player on the ground. I can't tell his number from here, Ralph. It looks like a lineman.
It's probably, I would imagine, it is John Hengel, number 72. And he is being looked at. Coach, it is a 1st down as Murray's efforts have moved the sticks. First down and 10 on the 14-yard line. 10 minutes, 46 seconds remaining as you get a look at John Hengel.
It looks like they've got both a trainer and now looks like a doctor has just come onto the field here to see what the problem is. As you know, they have Jamison who's hurt already, and they really can't afford to have another offensive lineman taken out of the ball game.
I'll tell you what else. Don Meredith says, you know you're in big trouble when they got a guy with a sport jacket on looking at you.
That's right, because he's not the trainer, he's the doctor. We're hoping that number 72, John Hengel, will be all right. He's getting up now.
Hengel comes off of the sidelines. 10:46 remaining. He is coming up on his own power, and the Jaguar people, backers here, gotta love it. First down, 10. Jaguars on the verge of a major, I would say a major upset.
No doubt about it at this point, Ralph. They're playing outstanding football, and from this point forward, anything can happen.
Full house behind Johnson. They'll stay that way. Now, Alexander in motion. They give it to Murray on a counter coming over right tackle, and he is stacked up instantly. Maybe he got a couple of yards. Coming in, leading the way was John Hill.
Well, that was a little inside counter. They had Alexander in motion to the left from the full house backfield, and they brought Todd Murray back across to the right side on a little inside trap.
Second down, 8 for the Jags. Ball on the 12-yard line. Now Alexander hops up to get into position. They give it to him, going over the left side. That time, no going as well. Maybe he got a couple of yards. Coming up to make the play from the backside, playing the run, Chad Clendenning.
Okay, you've got third down and long now, Ralph. Jefferson has been very, very successful throwing the football, and I wouldn't be surprised if they come back with that, with a bootleg. Right now, they're right in the middle of the field, so they go right or left with it.
To the left, they send Faber. To the right, Corey Kleckner. Murray, Jury, and now Alexander coming in motion behind Grant Johnson. Third down and 8 from the 12. Johnson being chased, comes to the right side, finds Alexander. He's to the 2. First down and goal for the Jaguars.
Very, very nice execution by Johnson. It was a simple sprint out to the left. He received some pressure, he felt the pressure, scrambled back to his right, found Alexander, gave him a real nice pass that he could handle, and Alexander almost got into the end zone.
9-7, Jaguars lead.
I really believe, Ralph, that this passing game has been a difference in the ball game tonight. You can see the versatility of the Jefferson offense. The play selection's been very, very good, and the execution's been outstanding.
From left to right, Murray, Jury, Alexander behind Grant Johnson. First and goal at the 2. They give it to Jury. He's in for a touchdown.
What a tremendous play there from the standpoint. Obviously just a 1-yard run, but a big play because now it's going to put the pressure on Apple Valley with 8 minutes and 48 seconds left. They should put the point in. It'll be a 16-7 lead, which will force Apple Valley to score twice in order to win this ball game.
If Oster is true, he missed his last extra point. He is 0 for 1. Kleckner puts this one down. This time it's no good. And Oster, normally steady as a rock, is 0 for 2 in the extra point department, but his 3 points have added to the 2 touchdowns. It is 15-7 and 8 points now. Apple Valley can tie this football game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Well, just that missed extra point just adds a whole new complexion to the game. And what we're going to see happen is when if Apple Valley does get a chance to score, they'll go for 2 points, and we could see overtime tonight.
I'll tell you what else, Coach. I know how good Apple Valley is, but they have really put the fun back into the kickoff, haven't they? I mean, you got Thomas back there. He's been having a little bit of trouble. You got Jason Hunkins back there.
I've got a feeling they're going to work on it in practice this coming week.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
At least be told how to handle the ball down there.
Damrow to kick off left to right for the Jefferson Jaguars. Thomas deep, waiting at his 8. Spinning kick. Comes to the up man. And he slashes up across toward the middle of the field.
That's Chris Ryan.
out to the 37-yard line, and that's where Apple Valley will begin their march to what they hope will be a tying score.
Well, Chris Ryan, that is, made a very nice play there for Apple Valley. Fielded the ball on the fly and then made a nice return with it to the 37. By the way, Ralph, we should say that, this is difficult back there fielding that football. It's an oddly shaped ball. It takes a lot of funny bounces, and easy for us up here to say, hey, pick up the ball, but it does a lot of funny things out there.
Hunkins and Rao behind Tom Ryan. The give to Rao. Spinning ahead. He gets 5 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
It's interesting to watch Apple Valley out here, Ralph, because they're very, very confident in their offense. Here they go. They come right back with the off-tackle dive play from the option. They pick up 5 or 6 yards, and they can score fairly quickly just keeping the ball on the ground.
Casey O'Brien and Perry wide to the right, but they come this side with it, and Bile is loose. Chris Jones finally shirt tackles him. The flow looked to be going to the right, and they came back to the weak side, and 15-yard run by Bile. It is on the 40-yard line of the Jaguars. Apple Valley moving.
Well, Ralph, someone missed an assignment there because that play was just wide open. You're probably right. They might have had a slant on or something like that, and they just had the right play called.
Ryan again gives it to Rao, and his legs driving get him 3.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and a long 6, call it almost 7.
Nothing complicated about this offense right now, Ralph. So far, it's been 3 straight off-tackle dive plays on the option.
Official takes a timeout as one of the Jaguars, Jim Damrow, now coming up. He wants his equipment adjusted. It's a good play. Slow things up a bit.
What do we have? We have number 77 out there for the Jaguars, Sean Hickey, and number 83, Keith Valesky, and they're going to have to shore up that right side of the Jaguar line to stop that off-tackle play.
2nd and 8, Ryan going for the big one, and it's picked off by Lovestrand. He's at the 20, gets a block from Unger, but from behind he's dragged down by Casey O'Brien. But a big play threw into double coverage, and the Jags were waiting.
I'm surprised at the call, Ralph. They've been running the football very, very, very well. But they decided to go for the pass, and he just threw it, like you said, into double coverage. A nice interception there by Lovestrand, and now the Jaguars have the ball.
And they own an 8-point lead, 6:50, clock running, 4th quarter.
It looked like he actually handed the ball off to the man right off tackle. It was a beautiful fake. And Ryan let the ball go. Nice interception by Lovestrand.
Grant Johnson, one back behind him, gives it to Mitch Jury, who pounds ahead for 6 yards on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Here comes the interception once again. We'll get a chance to look at Lovestrand play the ball.
Okay, watch the fake in the middle. Here's the pass. Overthrows his receiver. Nice interception by Lovestrand. Here comes number 18. O'Brien.
Back to live action. 2nd down and 5. They're moving and shifting in the Delaware wing T are the Jefferson Jaguars. And now Johnson gives it ahead to Jury, who this time is stopped. A whole bunch of them coming up to make the play, led by number 63, Scott Renee.
And number 75, Eric Klein.
3rd down, long 2. Ball is resting at the 30-yard line. Corey Kleckner coming in with the play. Boy, you get a couple of first downs and you're in great shape. This is a big play for the Jaguars and maybe an even bigger play for Apple Valley. Here they come, Todd Murray. And Murray will be short.
Yes, he is, Ralph. He is short. I wanted to comment earlier, though, that I really felt that by this time I'd like to see Murray carry the ball a little bit more at this point in the game.
They're going to have a measure.
They're going to measure. I say, Coach.
He's about a foot short.
Well, we got a bet here in the booth. How many say he's got it? There's one. Okay. We say one says he's got it, and he is 3 inches short. Well, maybe next time. We'll run this contest again with you folks at home.
We're giving everyone up here in the booth has a chance to call that, Ralph, and it's pretty close.
Very close. with inches to go. It does, however, the coin fall.
What do you think, Ralph?
Toward Apple Valley.
Center the ball to win the short men and go for the first down? Or play it real conservative and kick it?
I punt the ball. I let Apple Valley handle these punts and kicks. They have had one weak area tonight, and this is a real sore thumb. Good kick by Johnson. Thomas waits and takes it at his 30, and he's down immediately.
81,
Jay
number
Faber.
81.
Jay Faber got there first. Shane Lovestrand came in to mop up. And great punt coverage, great punt. The Jaguars are playing like future state champions.
Well, that was just fine coverage by Faber. He got down there under control, too. That was what was important. That he just wasn't flying down there out of control, but he's under control so he can make the tackle. Beautiful play by Mr. Faber.
Well, here it is, 73 yards away. They're down by 8. Is Apple Valley with under 5 minutes remaining, and Rao on the left side maybe gets 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Coming in, leading the way for the Jefferson Jaguars was Sean Hickey.
Now, Ralph, there is a situation with first down. I might have thrown the ball right there. Pick a time when it's unlikely that you would throw.
2nd down and 8. Perry, motion right. And Ryan goes down the line. Pitch to Bile. He turns it upfield. It's loose, but Apple Valley has it. Woo.
Again, Ralph, the high risk of that particular offense. A nice pitch play to Bile, but because of the effort he was making, he was hit hard and he fumbled the ball. Didn't see who recovered.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Under 4 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. 15 for Jefferson, 7 for Apple Valley. Jaguars homecoming, and people here are loving it. Big play. They don't go with the sneak. There's a flag right away. And it's carried by Hunkins over the right side. He has plenty for the first down, but let's check out the yellow marker. They're pointing at Apple Valley.
Looks like a motion penalty against Apple Valley.
3rd down and 6. You saw referee Keith Olson. Mick Saul, Joe Clay, and Steve Chido comprise the balance of the refereeing team, officiating team this evening, and they've done a fine job. As per usual, we've seen great officiating this year in the Lake Red.
They've done a very nice job this evening.
3rd down, 6.
Very big play here for Apple Valley.
O'Brien comes to the left with Perry just inside of him. Twin backs, Ryan spins, and then turns it upfield and has enough yardage for the first down. Spot the ball at the 38, and Apple Valley stays alive.
Real good execution by Ryan, the quarterback. That was a counter option again, faking to the left, coming back right. And this time he faked the pitch, turned the ball up himself, and made the first down yardage.
Remember, there is overtime in high school football, and in the Lake Red, what is it, from the 20?
From the 10-yard line, I believe.
Okay.
That was the old rule, from the 4 downs from the 10.
Okay, well, we'll check on it for you. But they have to tie it first, does Apple Valley. Now Ryan coming down the line. Hunkins off the pitch. He's running toward the near side, and Unger and Jones finally pull him down. He gains 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 6.
What a dangerous play that is, Ralph. Obviously, that's how the offense is designed. But he pitched the ball in traffic, and Hunkins did a good job to catch the ball. That was not an easy play.
2 minutes, 48 seconds, clock running. Eagles trail by 8. Ryan, 2nd down and 6. Goes to the air, has a man, and Hiller gets away and dives forward to the 32-yard line, maybe the 33 where they'll spot it. But the tight end who makes his first appearance of the football game in a pass receiving role couldn't come at a better time for the Apple Valley Eagles.
That's what I'm saying, Ralph. That was a good time to throw the ball on first down. That was 2nd down, short yardage. Fake that off-tackle dive play and hit that tight end on a quickie pass right over the middle. Luckily, Jones tripped him up. Otherwise, he might have been gone.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. 2:25 remaining. And Ryan keeps it. Jones and Unger drag him down, but he rips off 15 yards down to the 16-yard line.
They're sticking with the same plays, Ralph. That time he faked the off-tackle play. kept the ball himself and turned it upfield. Beautiful, beautiful execution by Ryan, the quarterback for the Apple Valley Eagles.
1st and 10. Do it again, as they used to tell me. Casey O'Brien and Perry go to the right. 2 backs behind Ryan. They give it straight up the middle, and Rao for a yard and a half. Well, that was Bile. Bile and Rao have been alternating the plays. Now Dave Bile will go out, and coming into the game, Matt Rao, the only junior in this offensive unit for the Apple Valley Eagles.
The defensive end that time, Velasquez, did an excellent job of shutting that play down for the Jaguars that time, Ralph.
1:35, clock running. 2nd down and 9 at the 15-yard line. The Eagles need to score and get the 2-point conversion to tie it. Pitch, and Rao wasn't looking, better cover it, and he does. Somebody made a mistake. Ryan is... And now Apple Valley wants to talk about it. They're going to call a timeout. What happened there, Coach? I mean, it looked, from here, it looked as if Rao didn't expect the ball, and Ryan's got his head down. Well, what do you think could have happened? Well, 1 of 2, I suppose.
Well, what I think probably happened, Ralph, was that Ryan read the defense sooner than he had to. In other words, he committed too soon. And he pitched that ball out before Rao expected it. It was obviously the option play, and Ryan probably felt, well, the halfback is open, let's get it to him right away. But in so doing, Rao was not expecting to pitch at that time.
Once again, we have a great situation for a possible tie football game. It is 3rd down and 20, 19 maybe. Ball's on the 25-yard line. They need 6 points, and they need it now, plus the 2 points. Jaguars in blue, as you see them on their screen, are leading this homecoming game over the defending state football champion, Apple Valley Eagles. 8 years, the program over at Apple Valley, and Paul Miller and his staff of no less than 13 people, coaches. I mean, that's more than the Vikings have.
Right now, they'd like to pick up maybe 12 yards, Ralph, and that'll give them a chance on 4th down.
1:25 remaining in the football game. Ryan pitches, and here comes the sweep, and Perry is snelled out, and he's down by Faber. Great play by Faber, who came in to make the tackle. It's 4th and long. That's that tricky play where it looks like it's sweeping that way, and Perry comes in and picks it off in midair and comes for the reverse. They were waiting. Do you think Shea knew that that was coming, Stan Shea?
Well, I'll tell you this much. Faber did, and he did an outstanding job because he stayed home. So often, your defensive cornerbacks and ends will go with the flow, and that's what they were hoping there. You're able to pick one of those guys up with the block. It was a nice block by the Apple Valley player, but no one could pick up Faber. He stayed home, made an outstanding play.
Apple Valley takes its 2nd timeout. 4th down. Is it their 1st or their 2nd?
That's their 2nd timeout.
They just took one. Yeah, it's their 2nd. Yeah. Well, we got it together. This is like a finely tuned Swiss watch up here, isn't it, guys? Yeah. Yes. Finally.
Right now, Ralph, there seems to be a little bit of indecision on the part of the Apple Valley coaching staff. I noticed that Coach Miller just got out there, and I'm sure that he was conferring with his other coaches. Is, what play should we call here? Obviously, to me, they're going to have to throw the football. And
look at the Jaguars keying up. Get a shot of that defense, gentlemen. Look at them in the secondary. Yeah. They are keying up.
Lowry's really pumping everybody up there, getting ready. What an upset this is going to be. Well, we really shouldn't say that. Jefferson is an outstanding football team, but let's face it. Apple Valley's undefeated, defending state champs. It's an upset.
And their 1st-rated team in the state. 4th down, 22 from the 26-yard line. 1:05 remaining. Ryan loading up and throwing deep, and it is knocked away.
Number 18
Jim
for the
Damrow.
Jaguars. Jim Damrow knocked the ball down. Tremendous play. Well, they're getting ready on the sideline here, folks, for a big celebration. All they have to do is control the ball for 1 minute and 2 seconds, And Bloomington Jefferson will have a tremendous upset victory over the #1 ranked Apple Valley Eagles.
Apple Valley has but one timeout. This one is over if they don't mishandle the football. They need to run but 2, maybe 3 plays. Full house behind Johnson. First down and 10. 11 men up on the line of scrimmage for Apple Valley. Here they come, and Johnson goes to one knee. And Apple Valley will take its last timeout.
Apple Valley timeout.
Well, we will tell you at this point in the game to hang on, because at the end of the football telecast here after the game, we will go away for a quick moment and then come right back with an interview with one of the Jefferson Jaguars. Boy, I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, Coach. I want to see him win so badly.
It looks like they have the game well in hand right now, Ralph. Only a fumble or something like that's going to...
Or Joe Pisarcik. Joe Pisarcik could come out of nowhere. Remember that one?
Well, I think that Johnson's going to get the ball and go to one knee, and that's going to be it. Coach Shea's running off the field after giving instructions now to his Jaguar offense. And I'm sure what he told them is, everyone get around our quarterback and don't let him get hurt. This has been a tremendous football game tonight, Ralph. Homecoming festivities. The Jaguars coming off 2 tough losses and in the process now of upsetting the defending state champions, the #1 ranked team in the state.
Second down, 53 seconds remaining. Now he backpedals, does Grant Johnson, goes down, 49, 48. Let's see where they spot the ball. Great victory for Jefferson Jaguars. Principal over at Bloomington Jefferson High School, you see him there, is Kent Stever, Dr. Kent, and I'm sure he is loving this. You bet. This is it. Last play of the football game. Johnson goes down to one knee. It'll be 4th down, but it won't matter. The Jags don't have to run another play.
Tremendous victory, Ralph, for the Jefferson Jaguars.
A picture is worth at least 1,000 words this evening, and you saw the celebration by the Jefferson Jaguars. They have unseated Apple Valley this evening. Jaguars are definitely in a conference race. Final score 15-7. We'll be back with more from the Bloomington Stadium after you watch this Friday night, let's call it Saturday night, homecoming football on BEC.
Smoke? No thanks, I can live without them.
The American Heart Association. We're fighting for your life.
With the band playing behind me, we're going to have to talk real loud. Jason Alexander, great game tonight. The Jefferson Jaguars have beat Apple Valley. How does it feel?
Feels great. Feels really great.
What did you guys do all week in practice to prepare for the Apple Valley Eagles?
Not the same, but we did it intense. We just went out, and we just, what can I say, we just went from the start, and we just same as we do every week in practice, but we just went more and more. We just, I don't know really what to say, but we just went out and kicked some butt.
Were they any tougher or any easier than you expected that they would be?
Oh yeah, they were tough. They were real tough, but we just heads up ball and brought it to them.
What's in the future now for the Jefferson Jaguars? Just good things, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, we're going to the Dome. We're going to the Dome.
Congratulations, Jason. Go get him, partner. Okay. I'm Ralph Strandis with Craig Vanna. Great news. The Jefferson Jaguars win their homecoming game, and they do it in fine style. Coach, a great game.
Tremendous game, Ralph. I thought the key to the game was the Jefferson passing game. They came out, Grant Johnson to Chris Jones, executed the passing game very, very well, and that was the key to the whole ball game. The versatility of that Jefferson offense came through tonight, and Coach Stan Shea has to be very, very pleased with Johnson and Jones, but also with Todd Murray, Grant Jury, and also his Jefferson defense. What a tremendous job to stop the #1 team in the state.
And they did it without Williamson and Pete Johnson. He had some young players filling in tonight, and they did a great job. Congratulations, Stan Shea. Congratulations, Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars. You beat a great football club. You are a good football club coming into the middle of the football season. For everybody at BEC, Tom Ringdahl and the boys, I'm Ralph Strandis for my partner, Craig Vanna. Wishing you a great night. Jefferson wins its homecoming over the defending state champion, #1 ranked Apple Valley Eagles. Final score 15-7. Take it easy, everybody. Saturday football on BEC.